Hey friends, thanks for coming to another Tuesday Night Live. My name's David Dunn. We're going to be doing a Photoshop to Spine art demo where I take an existing piece of 2D art, chop it up, and rig it in Spine. So let's get going. Good evening, everyone on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, now that you can hear me. Good evening, welcome. It's Tuesday night. We're gonna draw. And as I was just saying, I'm going to do a little demo tonight that I promised from last week concerning Spine 2D software. It's a 2D game animation software. And so we're gonna do a little setup and hopefully get to some animation tonight. So if you're on Instagram, you can see it. You can see my screen here, but you can also head over to Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch and see the full screen, where you can see everything. Anyway, let's get into it. So I've got this set up. This is a character from, well, let's wind back the clock a little bit. Back in the days of yore, Nintendo used to set out, Mr. Cities, how are you? Glad to have you here. They did a little contest so that kids could enter their bosses for Mega Man. So I did that one time, and I won in a matter of speaking. They sent me a t-shirt and some highlighters that said Capcom on it, and a t-shirt that said Rockman 6 because it was for the sixth edition of their Mega Man game, but in Japan it's called Rockman. Anyway, they chose, or at least they led me to believe that they chose one of my bad guys. Anyway, I actually dug it out, and so here was my original sketch. Neat, huh? His name's Shield Man, so he can kind of collapse and become a shield, or he's totally shielded. So I decided, I don't know, a couple years ago, I did a redraw of it, and so here's the new and improved Shield Man. So anyway, we're going to chop him up and then throw him into Spine. This is Spine right here. So we're going to chop him up, put him in here, rig him up, and maybe do some animation. Hopefully we can get to that tonight. I suspect this might become a two-parter. So let's go. So what I have to do right now is take this layer, which is the art layer. I can turn it on and off, and then just chop it up into pieces. So we'll start with the head. And what I'm gonna do actually is, okay, it's a little tricky with the mic. I'm going to mask out the layer. And then round. Hey Kelsey, what does round mean? So I'm going to kind of trace out. This is really hard with the tablet. I'm used to my Cintiq, but we're going to be doing a lot of keyboard stuff tonight. So I had to revert. I can move this up. That's better. So I'm going to try and, actually, I want this in. No, I don't. So I'm using an anti-alias lasso tool initially, and I'm gonna just use the mask. That way, if I need to fine tune it, I can do that and not worry about erasing something that I didn't want to. So this first part is just me separating out the pieces. So so we can do this fairly rough. Keep it oh, well, I mean, they seem to like it. And honestly, it wasn't. Kelsey said on Facebook, the original design was very nice, hence round. Yeah, he's very round. Actually, they didn't choose this guy. They chose, I found out years later. I actually didn't find out at all that I had really won until I was checking out like a video of Mega Man 6 and the ending, because I was just curious. And you can see on the, if you like look at Mega Man 6 ending, yeah, Mega Man 6 ending, and you'll see the credits. They show all the bad guys, and then they show all the, you know, the names, whatever. And then my name pops up. I didn't see that until like a few years ago for the first time. I was like, huh, no kidding. So not only did I get a kick-ass shirt and some Capcom highlighters, but I got my name in the final credits at the tender age of much younger than I am now. So we got the head separated, and now we're doing the body. And I'll mask this out. There we go. And I'm gonna name these as I go. Jamie, what's up? How are you, sir? Jamie on Instagram. This is head. And this is chest. So another thing is, I had done a project not too long ago using spine, and it was from it was from Illustrator. Sorry, Illustrator to spine, and there's a script if you go to Esoteric Software, and they have scripts that will do like an auto import. And so my other machine had the script for the Photoshop, which is really nice. My live stream intro with me, my little cartoon avatar, kind of pumping my hands in the air. I did that with spine. And so I did it in Photoshop, and then I broke it up into shapes like the eyes and the head and the hands and everything. And then you run the script. Good. I'm glad you're taking a break. You are saving our youth from miseducation. I don't know if that's a real word. So there's the arm. So I can clean this up. I think I want to do the shoulder pads, but we'll do it basic tonight, and then just so kind of see what the deal is. So I did my avatar kind of hands in the air, and there's a script where once you chop everything up, it will automatically send over all the layers to to Spine, and it'll set it up. It'll even do like a template image. It's pretty great. This is his left shoulder. Well, that's the thing. I went to go, so I had Kelsey, for the record, I love that script. I have it for Photoshop too. Mighty Murph, how are you? Good to have you. Did you receive your print? I must know. So I had that script on my other machine and I just went to go download it today. Of course, I'm setting up, right before the stream. And as I click on the script or the link for the script, nothing's happening. And it was too close to the stream for me to like shut down, clear the prefs or anything, and then try again. So I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing this old school. So for this arm, I want more. I don't want to cut it off there because this arm's gonna move. So, boom. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great script, but when it works. So we're gonna do the arm. I will try not to break out in song because I'm listening to my Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, or my Guardians of the Galaxy Pandora. It's just too good. So that was left shoulder. Here's left elbow. So the installed script wasn't working with the link to the download script. The link wasn't working. Every time I clicked on the link, a tab would pop up to download the script, and then it would just immediately collapse. Restarted Chrome, all that jazz, nothing. And I wasn't going to try to parse out downloading the script itself, like copy and pasting it into an empty, no. The script is great. It's very handy, but I know what it's doing, so I don't need the script. It's just gonna take longer. But you know what? If anybody's learning how to do this, now they know how to do it without any fancy scripts. Okay. I do want to do the fingers. Sing it from the soul. Always. How can you not? Jamie, how's school going? I hope you're doing well. Kelsey, if you could send me that script. No, not right now. If you could send me that script or a link to it, or maybe, yeah, if you could send me that script, that would be great. I'm not going to try to troubleshoot it now, but that would be nice. So I've got the shoulders. So the shoulder's going to come behind this chest plate. So I have that area added too. This part will have to be cleaned up. And we can do it now. So you have to think of these joints in the way that they move. So since this is like a ball and socket joint, and you'll have to treat it as such. So it'll have a ball there. So, and think of where it's going to be pivoting. It's going to be pivoting right here. So we may actually have to add a little extra out here. But how much will it be pivoting? That's the other thing. This shield isn't going to move. It's going to pivot in. It's going to pivot this way. So it's not going to move a ton. And obviously he's not doing any fighting moves. Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much. Kelsey saving the day. So we've got, gotta name your stuff. Left hand. And then right shoulder. Okay. And see, I've also added some roundness there. Let me clean that up. So once I have all these cut out, I can just kind of paint in what's going to be behind. And as we go, we can hit this little lock transparency icon. You can't see it here, but Facebook or Instagram, sorry. But I can move it over. Lock transparency, boom. That way we can just paint straight on and not worry about it. Even though I've masked it, I haven't masked it perfectly, but this will keep it just to the pixels. Oof. Yeah, so the kids want to be coding Call of Duty, but be lucky to get them to be doing Pong. Yeah, right? So I did a coding demo for my son's class. Let's see, he was in 3rd grade? 4th grade? 3rd grade. So I made a very basic kind of, it was a first person game level in Unity. So it was all like Turbo Squid free stuff. And I just made like a little maze, and I put some torches in using just out of the box fire, lights, everything. And just to show them just what you can do with, and I had some very simple on trigger enters, and that was it. Like you get to the chest, and the on trigger enter opens the chest, and then it says you win. Cool, great. So showed it to them, and the kids say, you should put a skeleton in there that is attacking you. And you just can't like go into it and say, well, that's for next time. And so as soon as you like run through the game once, right? They're done. And I think to the kid that said, why don't you put a skeleton or something? And politely just kind of, well, this is just for demonstration. Well, that's boring. That's what they said. Yeah. And this is third grade, so I cannot imagine. You're teaching high school, right, Jamie? Okay, so we've got no, actually I don't want that, but I want kind of, so this is a big ball that will sit and rotate. Yeah. I think once they get those simple scripts going, just showing them how to learn, how to teach themselves basically, will be pretty rad for them. Because then they can just like go to YouTube and figure it out. All right, so if you're just joining, if you're a newcomer, not a newcomer, a new cucumber. If you're just joining, we are breaking up my Shield Man character from Mega Man, and we're going to slam him into Spine and have him animate a little bit. So taking a 2D static image and rigging him up for animation. Cool. Oh, yep. Well, kinda is. I think Minecraft might be a... I fully approve of Minecraft as a game for kids to play, because it also kind of shows them how to code and build simple electrical engineering machines. It's pretty awesome, but you gotta make sure that's what they're doing and not just goofing around. Abs? No. Stomach. Sure. Shield. I'm gonna name my layers. So I'm in Photoshop. And I'm going to, once I've finished chopping this up, I'm going to paint it a little bit and then throw it into Spine. I'll export it now just so we can put it together and then save over the files. That way we can get some action. Pelvis. And then get the legs. So you have to keep in mind how this thing's going to move. Yeah, for real. Name the layers or else chaos once you get to Spine. Truth. This is his. I have to like switch myself around. Left. I do the joint from where the limb comes from. Left hip. left knee, because that will tell me where the joint or the bone needs to come from. Because if I just say leg, it'll just be leg, and I don't really know what that means. If you're having issues seeing, because I have to utilize a lot of the screen on this. If you're having trouble seeing what I'm doing, and if you're curious on how to do what I'm doing, which is taking a 2D piece of art and set it up for rigging and animation for spine, you might want to head over to Facebook. David Dunn Art and Animation, same YouTube and Twitch, where I have it full screen, and yeah, you'll be able to see. Oh my gosh, my social. If you're on, so now I have my social handles up. Good job, Dave. So yeah, you can see it full screen, and then there'll be links to Twitch, Discord, YouTube, all that good stuff. Okay, so right hip, and so now back to left knee. So here's the leg. So this will actually be over the foot. So I have to keep that in mind. And some of these layers will have to be doubled up just because there's kind of an in front and in back. So if this foot pivots down, what's shown? So I'm going to have to add some stuff there. So this will have to be a double layer where I have to duplicate it. Okay. Left knee. Thank you, Sir Jamie. Have a wonderful day. Keep your head up. You're doing great work, sir. Okay, left knee. Right knee. Let me lock that. So this will be behind, so I'll have to add that. So it curves around. Good. And the beauty is, once you set up your assets directory, you can keep adding files. You can keep splitting things up. And as long as those names don't change, your directory won't be broken. So if I called this, actually I do want to call this left wrist, because that's the joint, because not wrist. Because I want to add left index, left middle, left ring, left pinky, left thumb, that kind of thing. But I still want the left wrist, and the joint placement isn't going to change. So if I do decide to add the digits later, that won't change. The head will still be the head, even though I add left, right, eye, open, close, that kind of thing. What was this one? This was right knee. And I also like to organize them next to each other. Okay. On to left foot. It's kind of a half egg shape. Classic Mega Man. Okay. So the beauty part is when I export these layers as PNGs, it doesn't export the mask. So the mask can be tweaked as much as I want. Left ankle. I could just get away with foot, but when I get into spine, I'll be using foot for the IK. And for those of you that don't know, IK means inverse kinematics. Okay, I think we're set. Right ankle. I think we're set. Call this one Shield Man Template. Okay. No, I'm just gonna call it template because it will have the naming in front of it. Okay, so we've got all of our layers separated and named. I think it only does visible layers. Let's see. I don't need background. I don't need that one. Okay, I don't need that one. All right, we're set. I'm gonna save this as Shieldman assets. Okay. All right, so let's, now that that's saved, I'm going to, so this is where you'd have it. You'd, scripts, yeah, so I don't have it. You would browse and then select a script and then it would do it for you, but that's fine. So we're just gonna do layers to files, Shieldman, file name prefix, Shieldman. I think it does a bunch of junk with that. Let me make sure. Okay, Shieldman assets, good. Run it. So it's gonna do its thing. There's his head. There's his chest. Now again, we're gonna go back in and we're gonna paint some of this stuff. But right now we're just gonna set things up. And I think I'll want that hand underneath the shield to pivot a little bit. Working. So, while we're waiting, how is everybody doing? Everybody well? All right, here we go. So, we've exported. Let's hop on over to Spine. So we've got a fresh project open. If I need to move things around, just let me know, just so you can see it. So you head over to the top menu, and not the top menu, the Spine. Well, here we go. Spine, and we're in the setup mode. No bones. Hit Spine, and then we have a new project. So we want to. We're good here. Okay. So we want to navigate over to images, and then in the bottom right, this is hard for Instagram users, so you hit your path. So we're going to go to Shieldman Assets, boom. So it automatically imports all of our images. If you were using the script, it would already do all this, and it would also, the script sets up a JSON script that tells Spine the placement for everything. But since we don't have that, we're just gonna carry on. So here's this spot is what the base thing calls the root. I'm not going to use the root. I'm going to call it Shield Man Control. So this is like the master control where everything's gonna sit on. And so I'm gonna pull the template in, and I want it set where he's standing, right? It's right around there. And I'm going to knock down his transparency because he's just a template. Okay. And how do you lock it? Doesn't matter. Okay. So now I'm going to start building him. And whenever you drag an image to the, let's call this the stage, it will create a new slot. So we'll start with the pelvis, and we're just going to start lining things up. Okay, we're back. It was warning me low battery, but it's plugged in, so weird. Okay, not sure where I lost everybody, but so now I've got the template image, and so now I'm just placing all of the images. Now again, if you have the Photoshop script, it'll place it for you. So this is kind of a I don't know, superfluous, but whatever. There was a time where there was no script, so we're just gonna knock this out real quick. So there's the chest, and let's grab the stomach. And so you can set up the draw order, which is important. So I want the chest over the stomach, I want the pelvis over the stomach, and I want the template above everything else. What's next? Let's do the left hip. Again, I'm not too worried about this because once I get the script, it'll work just fine. This is just basic. So there's that. So I'll cut out another one that goes behind this, but it'll be parented to the same bone. Left ankle. Okay, left shoulder. Left elbow. Uh-oh. So we've got something to deal with real quick. So we run over to Photoshop and we grab the left elbow because I included the hand, which I didn't want to. So that's the beauty of using these masks. So the shield comes up through here. Okay. All right. So now we got that. So we chop off the hand. That doesn't quite work, does it? There we go. Okay. So I'm going to not rerun the whole script because that would take forever, but I'm just going to export the single one to left wrist. No, left elbow. Replace it. Replace. I head back over to spine. See, and it updates. Beautiful. Where were we? So left wrist. Let's pop that in. Okay. All right, what else we got left? Head, let's grab the head. So I may not get into much rigging because it's almost 10 minutes till we're done, but I'll just do a quick animation. Right hip. Right knee. Right ankle. Shield. Let me adjust. Okay, right shoulder. And that should be it. Then we'll set the drawing order. And we'll throw a little animation his way. So I want the right shoulder behind the chest. I want the shield in front of the chest. I want the head in front of the chest. I want the chest in front of the stomach, the pelvis in front of the stomach. I want the left hip in front of the pelvis, but behind the chest, just in case. I want the left knee in front of the hip, and I want just for this one, I want the left, because it won't change. Left ankle behind the left knee. Okay. Now I want the right hip behind the pelvis, and then the right knee behind the right hip. But I also want these behind the front left foot. And then the right ankle behind the right knee. Okay. Left shoulder is in front of the shoulder, the chest, and the head. Not the head. The elbow is in front of the head, and the wrist is in front of the elbow. Shield is in front of everything. And there's the template. Okay, drawing order done. Now we can throw some bones on here. I'm gonna get rid of the, yeah, I'll just turn it off. So the template is off. Now I can just start, well, maybe I don't have to. So you don't need bones to animate. These slots work just fine. Any object will animate, so let's just do that. Well, I do want to set up some hierarchy. I will do it. Just something simple. So there's the control. I want a root. I want a pelvis. So there's the root. And then I want chest. I want a head. From the chest, I want a left shoulder. From the chest, from the left shoulder, sorry, I want a left arm. From the left arm, I want a left wrist. Okay, from the chest, I want, pardon me, a right shoulder. there. I want the shield. So where's that going to rotate from? Ideally, I want it sitting on the ground, but we're not going to get there tonight. So I want right here. Right. We'll just do shield. Okay. So we've got our bones. So now you can just put the head with the head, put the chest with the chest, left shoulder, left arm. Give me a break. Left elbow, left wrist, right shoulder, shield. I don't have a stomach, but that'll be the root. Pelvis will stay in the root. Yeah, all this, will go into the root. Actually, I want it all in the pelvis. Cool. Okay, so the cool thing is you just hit animate, right? And you grab whatever you're going to animate. You hit auto key, right? We're just gonna do a simple little idle, mostly just translate. So you hit a key for that. The frame rate is somewhere. I do remember. Where's the frame rate? Oh well. So we'll do a key there. We'll say it's 30 seconds. So we'll hit another key for the translate, and then at 30. We'll have him dip. Okay, cool. And then after that, we'll grab his shoulders. Right? But we'll also throw a little rotation. You can copy that. A little rotation, copy that key, throw it over here. Okay. Do the head. A little translation. Okay, we've got a couple minutes left. Set a couple more keys. So grab the shield. This will just be a rotate. So the beauty part is we're just gonna, well, you'll see. Left elbow. This will just be rotate 2, key, and at 30. Wrist, same thing. Okay. A simple offset. Only got a couple minutes left, probably less than that, on Instagram. So I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you for coming. Hope this was helpful for any of you looking to do Photoshop to spine. If you want to continue watching, I'll be kind of finishing this out, polishing up this very basic animation on either YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. And you can go to my link in the bio for my link tree to any of those. Otherwise, we will see you next week, and we'll do a part 2 of this where we get some more articulation going and some really nice animation with some IK inverse kinematics. So again, thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. I'm just going to let it play out while I continue to animate. So I've got this real basic thing. I'm going to throw a little rotation on the head. And another key. Okay, so the chest, we're going to grab the head, shoulders, and kind of drag this up a little bit, and I'm going to select all these and just slide them over to one, two. Cool. It may not have grabbed everything, so let me expand these. So I want to make sure I get everything underneath it too. Yep, I was just doing that. Okay. Aha. Okay. 1, 2. Deselect those parents, even the head. Select that. 1, 2. Deselect those parents and just the wrist now. 1, 2. So it'll have a little offset to it. Now the issue is we want a loop. So we're going to do a couple keys here. Copy those. Head over to the beginning, paste them. Then we delete these. Cool. Now it loops. So we just go back up and do the same thing. Left elbow, and then the shield. So we hit a couple keys. So this top one will grab all the animation there. If you're just joining me on Instagram, it gives you an hour, but it's not ending. It did this last week, so I'm just gonna keep going. If you just joined, I'm doing a Photoshop to spine demo. So just delete these keys. So then these will, so it kind of pops because there is no loop yet, but we're getting there. So now we do the shoulder. Set keys, copy those, and then delete these. So the head's a little twitchy. Aha. Does Instagram not cut you off at an hour anymore? That's nice. Kelsey, you're welcome. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for the script. I'll give it another shot. I just didn't want to shut down my computer right before a stream. So here's my little basic animation of Shield Man. So I've chopped up everything. So he could do a lot more, but we can add joints to the legs, and you know, this is just real basic. So what I'd like to do, let's grab that shield and then kind of have it wave a little bit before coming down, like give it some force. And then a little drag coming back up. You know? And the hand. Oh, we missed that. No, we didn't. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so there's a script that will take your image from Photoshop, all chopped up, and I have all the layers here, and it'll send it over and placed in the right way. So anyway. So that shield is a little much. We'll tone that down. Just so that shield has a little more weight to it. His head should rest a little longer. And so you can also run to the graph editor and then kind of smooth out these tangents, because right now they're all linear. But it's good to start with linear before you start ironing out things. So we'll do a couple frames and then just slide these over. Just so. And what's even better, so we got that. So this is heavier, but you have to decide. You don't want them going up and down at the same time. So we'll do the right and we'll offset that by 2. Do a key for everything. Grab those. Okay, delete those. Now we've got a little more offset. So, I think I'll leave it there. How do you do full screen? Well, that's going to be it for me tonight. Thank you so much for joining. I hope this was helpful for anyone who's concerned with doing Photoshop to spine. Again, there's a script available. For some reason, it wasn't working for me, but friends online are going to help me out with that. And they're very user-friendly. They've got a lot of helpful tutorials and scripts. And when I post this video, I'll also post links to some of the resources I've used to get me going on spine. And yeah, and again, if you have any questions or comments, by all means, shoot me a message or comment on this live stream video. I'd be happy to help. So again, with that, I will say good night, and thanks for joining. Again, we do this every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, and thanks for coming. Really appreciate everybody joining in. This was a lot of fun. Great questions, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.